Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 42, 43, Shill and Chill podcast. I am your host, MikeOfAllTrades. As always, if you haven't hit that like button, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not. This helps the channel grow as we make our way to 5K. So before we get started and before we get into the get-to, I'm going to say a couple things. One, if this is your first time here, we do have discussions and stuff. I appreciate that. Two, I'm going to ask you that you be respectful of the guest. Mods, my wrenches, listen. Execute Order 66 if necessary. I do not care. Okay? And listen, three, we'll do our best. I'll do my best to get to everything and discuss everything and try to get all the answers you guys are looking for, etc., etc. I'm gonna put this nifty thing down at the bottom, and get my attention and whatever else, right? So literally, y'all know me, I get distracted sometimes. Let me turn it down a little bit. You know what? No music tonight. No music tonight, chat. Listen, usually we chill and stuff, but no music. I'm gonna kill the music tonight. But let me stop stalling. Ladies and gentlemen, you know him or you might not know him. Fellow outsider, TravisMCP.
What is going on, Moat? King Moat. Wait a minute. That's the name right there, King Moat.
No. Listen.
That's the gimmick. Why does that sound right? Why does that sound like a match? Why does that sound correct?
I already get enough heat and enough gimmick because I went through a whole acknowledge me phase for a year.
I know that. King Moat sounds right. Why is that?
King Moat sounds like King Hippo from like freaking Punch Out. Like I need to be out here punching some stuff. You know what I mean? Man, like I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, right? King Moat. That's funny. Be my luck. Somebody's got the name for it, man. But Travis, how are you doing, man?
All right. Listen, man, we're here. We're doing it just like the old school times. Every once in a while, I come on the show, say hello. Hello.
Also, chat. Yeah, this stream is sponsored by G2 Gatorade. It's really not, but
I just got it. I haven't drank any yet, but I literally just got. Hold on, I think I got one right here.
Seriously? Seriously? Yo, I was joking.
No, is that?
Hey, yo, wait, is that the Arctic one? Oh, I got Cool
today.
Blue. Which one is that one?
Blue.
Yeah, it's blue. Yeah, you got zero. I don't know why I don't have zero. Yo, freaking Walmart, right? Yo, zero. It's all the same stuff, right? Yo, hey.
yeah, literally today came in.
Yo, before we get into it, let me just scroll down the chat. Yo, CT Jason, aka Mr. Home Arcade, go on this channel, watch the
Masters of the Universe.
The Ghetto Human, right? Let's see that. Yo, Jade, what's going on? Listen, if y'all missed episode 2 of Arcade Legends, I literally just watched it along with y'all, and it was great. Go show her some lerv. Let's see some lerv. I like turtles. Always love them, appreciate that. Yo, here we go. Dave, what's going on? I'm hitting the buttons fast. No Sonic. I'm just listening. I'm trying to acknowledge everybody. See, look at that. I went from wanting to be acknowledged to acknowledging everybody. That's messed up, right? All right. Okay, listen. Everybody in the chat, I see your names. I can't highlight everybody, but just know I think you're great. Real quick, 360 with the 199 super chat.
Who the F is this guy?
Who is this guy? In his Conor McGregor voice. Right. All right. Look, we're not doing this. Listen, we're not doing this King Moat stuff, right? All right, Travis.
we got hashtag King Moat. Is that what's happening?
No, bro. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. So I guess a funny story is I actually delisted a shirt of me like King don't Punch Out.
No,
I'm dead serious. It's probably in my merch. I think I delisted it though. I'm probably unpublished. All right. So
what's been up? What's new?
Listen, I've been hanging out. I've been chilling and just moving stuff around and trying to get stuff organized and playing video games and writing stuff and blase, things of that nature, right? You know what I'm saying? So that being said, let's get into it. Travis.
All right. Well, how do you want to start this? What do you want to say?
Well, first off, I want to give you a quick chance, 90 seconds to give people a for those who may have missed it, 90 seconds to give the people how we got here, how you got into the position you were in, and then we'll go with current events. How about that?
How we got to what point? Because it's more than 90 seconds.
Okay, so to the point where you became the community ambassador.
Oh, look, Anthony's alive.
Is he?
I see Anthony in the chat. What's up, player?
He is. What up,
I
Anthony?
love it,
what
man.
up, Anthony?
That dude's
Also, chat.
talented.
Listen, I'm not trying to miss your messages or whatnot else, right? We'll answer that. I'll answer that console fan boy in a
Listen,
little bit, but yeah.
I can talk about a lot of things. I can't talk about everything. I'm here for a short time, not a long time.
Right.
Let me explain. So I'll start from the beginning. I've actually said a lot of this before. So for those of you that were on the Console Kits show, you might remember some of this stuff I said, but I'll add in some of the stuff since then. And then we'll get to right around where we are now. And then I'll let you ask whatever you want to ask. So once upon a time, there was a little MCP. And he loved arcade games. And he fell into a community with a whole bunch of people that love arcade games. And he thought, wouldn't it be cool if, because I'm in a blessed position, I could do cool things for other people? So this little MCP started doing things in the community behind the scenes. Most people don't know about. Moat knows. Started giving things away and sacrificing time and blessing people when I could, because I liked it. And it was fun. And the community was fun. But one thing that happened to me a couple of years ago when MVC won, this is probably where the beginning of this story really is. When MVC 1 had sold out and X-Men versus Street Fighter had sold out. You remember this mode, right?
I do.
I'm not a huge fan of X-Men or MVC. I just like X-Men versus Street Fighter. And at the time I was looking to buy the cab. And so I went on Facebook. I found that there was a group there, Glenn's group, the original group. And I was just waiting to hear, like, are they going to do more? And people kept asking, is Arcade 1-Up going to do more? And Arcade 1-Up wouldn't say anything. Are they going to make more? Are they going to make more? Are they going to make more? And there was nothing. No one said anything. So at some point, I'm like, listen, I just want to fill out my arcade. So I'm going to go to scalpers on eBay and buy the MVC cab. So I did. I spent more than the amount of money that I want to admit. If you remember what the scalper prices were, it was over $1,000. It was well over $1,000. Anyway, so I paid that. 2 weeks later, some bitch came out everywhere you would want one. Best Buy, everywhere. 2 weeks, not even 2 weeks. So that really upset me because I'm thinking all you ever had to do, Arcade 1-Up, was say something. Communicate to the community. That's where it started. Fast forward however long it's been since then. And I'm talking to John D about something completely irrelevant. And he pitches this idea for he goes, you could be like a spokesperson, because I'm beta testing, right? Everyone knows I'm on the beta for a lot of different games for Arcade 1-Up. So I'm doing a lot of work behind the scenes, unpaid, by the way. We'll get to that in a second too, because I want to see good things happen. So I did a lot of beta testing for Blitz. I did a lot of beta testing and feedback for KI Spectate mode. Did a lot of that stuff. You ask UAG, OTG, they'll tell you I did work. I wasn't looking for any kind of prestige. I wanted the shit to work. I have it. I want it to work, right? So of course I'm gonna put in the extra work. I just happen to have a lot of time because I work from home on YouTube. So I can jump in here and jump on my cabinet more than most people can. So I did hours each game. And Arcade 1-Up noticed that. He recognized that. And at one point, John's like, you could be like a spokesperson. I said, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want to be a spokesperson for you. However, I would love to get answers for a lot of the questions that the community has, because I have the same questions. And I think we should do it on a show. So there was already a show that was kind of in the midst of being made. And John was like, well, yeah, we could do it on this. And I'm like, all right. And then I started thinking, this is not something I would ever do for free. It's just not. It's, when you're a YouTuber of any kind of stature, once you get to a certain point, the first thing companies want to do is leverage you for their monetary gain. But I really thought hard about this. I'm starting to regret it now, but I thought hard about this and I said, okay, I'm not going to charge anything. I don't want don't give me any money, any cabs, any discounts, any nothing. I don't want anything, because while my time is definitely worth something, the reality is the minute that I take any kind of compensation from Arcade 1-Up, everything is questionable. Because obviously if I benefit from the way Arcade 1-Up would succeed in this, then I would benefit too. So I said, I don't want that. All I want are the facts. It's the only thing I care about. I've said this a billion times. The only thing I care about is the facts. That's all I want. John was like, let's do this. So the show was set up so it would be me and David McIntosh. And you guys saw the announcement on the Star Wars deal. Mm-hmm. And mean, we knew then that the first show was going to be, I think, on February 3rd, I think was the date. We knew that then. We didn't make a big deal about it because I wanted to make sure that I was happy with the answers we were going to get. I was always going to ask all the hard questions that everyone wanted, and I did. I saw someone. So before we get to the cancellation, but I saw someone who said, and I try not to get mad about this stuff because I just understand people are saying things out of ignorance. They just don't understand and know. They don't understand and know. Someone say, "Oh, all these answers." What did he say? Something about pre-approved answers. This is the most ignorant thing you can say about what happened. Let me paint a picture for you. Let's say that we just went live and I didn't ask in advance any of the questions, and David decides to just not answer anything. How is that going to look? That's going to be a waste of everyone's time, and I'm not trying to waste my time. So I took all the hard questions. We sat down on a Zoom call, and I wanted to make sure he was going to answer them in a way that would be satisfactory for the community. And my expectation was there was going to be negotiation. There wasn't. Everything that was answered not only to a degree that I thought was really good. There was one particular answer I was excited to get to the community. I was so hype about it. I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait. So we get that going. And day of, so let me just start off by saying that despite the fact that I don't work for Arcade One, I'm not an employee, I'm not a contractor, I'm nothing. I have no power there whatsoever. I am under NDA. You can be under NDA with someone and not work for them. Some people don't know that.
So you are under NDA. Okay.
I'm under NDA. Having said that, I can still say a lot. But the one thing I can't really go into is why was the show canceled? But I will say this. Everyone already knows. Everyone already knows.
So was it canceled because of something that OTG referenced on his video?
I will say there are some excellent videos out on YouTube right now that cover this in a remarkably accurate way. And I love some of these creators. I love OTG and Console Fanboy and Michael B and Justin Console Kids. Those guys are smart and they're great. And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I'm a hater. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
I'm kidding.
And I will leave it at that.
Okay.
The answers are out there. All you got to do is put them together, and some very smart people have put them together. So about 2 hours before, I was told it wasn't going to happen. I was frustrated. I was a little bit disappointed, but the first thing I said was, okay, so you're going to tweet about it, right? This was the first thing that came out of my mouth. I don't really want to say what they replied, but as you can see, there was no tweet.
That's weird.
In fairness, they did say, when I said, well, okay, someone has to say something. Now, let me rewind again. And I wanted to make this incredibly clear. Moat, you asked me on this show today.
I did.
I'm in their thumbnail, correct?
Yeah. Okay. Shout out to the thumbnail.
All right. Now, if an hour ago you called me and said, bro, I can't do this. Some stuff went up. I can't really talk about it. I can't do the show. And then you deleted the show, didn't really say anything. How many people will come after me because you canceled the show? Would that be rational?
So check this out. So it's funny because you say that, because people, and y'all know who y'all are, they DM me because I pulled my show down. They DM me like, what happened to the show? What happened to the show? And I'm like, I don't know. I just know it's not happening. You know what I mean? And then so I tried to help out, like Toy Room. Toy Room's a perfect example. Went to his stream, told him, hey, the show's canceled, right? Must have thought it was a joke or something. I'm like, yo, it got canceled. And instead, we got to watch him be bad at Marvel's Capcom for 20 minutes. Yo, look, I'm just saying, I'm keeping it a buck around here. Yeah. And so I'm like, all right, well, so everybody's sitting there waiting. We're like, okay, well, where's the announcement? Where's the announcement? Like, there was poor communication. There was no communication.
Oh, I'll get into that in a second. I'll get into that.
To this day, right now, there has still been no communication.
I'll get into that.
Nowhere I've seen it anyway.
Don't you worry.
So I digress. So like,
I will talk about that.
People, so literally, people are in my DMs, and literally 505 Central Standard hits, 510, 520, and the crazy thing that I witnessed, it's like nobody's mad at Arcade One Up. Yeah, they're like, yeah, typical Arcade One Up stuff, right? But then they're like trying to drop the bag on you And I'm just kind of like, wait a minute, hold on, bro. Like,
can we think about this for a second? On the thumbnail is myself, who is just a YouTuber, and an Arcade 1-Up employee. Yet no one ever looked at the Arcade 1-Up employee and said boo about that. Isn't that interesting?
I said he needs a new profile picture. I did say that.
Yeah. Anyway. So we're at the point where it's postponed, not canceled. I say canceled, but really it was postponed.
Right. That's why I didn't take the stream down.
Right.
For anybody who's saying I'm an insider or whatever, no, I didn't take the stream down because it's gonna happen. And let's be real, I just don't want to have the stream again. Continue.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm in a situation where I can't say anything. Again, NDA, right? Like I literally can say nothing. Arcade 1-Up isn't, for whatever reason, posting anything. Well, I mean, I kind of know the reason. It's a lame reason why they're not posting anything about anything. So I'm sitting there holding the bag. I'm kind of like, is someone gonna say something? Because it's not my show. I've been asked to be on it. I have no control over this at all. Imagine being in a situation where you have thousands of people waiting for this thing and you're like excited to help out. It gets dropped from below you and you get held holding the bag. Like they left and I'm sitting there going, what the hell, right? So I'm sitting there holding the bag and I'm frustrated. I talked to people at Arcade 1-Up and I'm like, are you going to do something about this? What is this?
Is that where that tweet came from? Yeah.
Yeah. So the real small bit, that's literally the only thing I could say. I could not say anything. And I think it would have been worse if I didn't say anything at all. But I couldn't say anything of substance. So here's the thing. I'm waiting, just like everyone else, for Arcade 1-Up to say something. Now, I want to be really clear. As of today, the show's still going to happen at some point. And as of today, the very first question that's going to be on that show is why was it postponed? And why didn't Arcade 1-Up say anything? Trust me when I tell you, there's no one in this community more frustrated about this than me. And I will, under no circumstances, allow Arcade 1-Up to wash me in front of a community when I'm trying to do them good. So Arcade 1-Up will answer for this. Let's be real clear about that. Okay. Now, having said that, I'm still waiting that day. And I see comments after comments after comments. I'm like, bro, I'm over here. I can't say anything. People are attacking me like I had anything to do with it. I can't say anything legally. So I'm just sitting here taking it. After a while, like I'm getting real frustrated during the day. I stopped looking at the internet for a little while. But listen, my life and my business is on the internet. So I got to be on there at some point. So it doesn't matter what I do, I get hit with it. And some people don't understand what that's like. It's one thing to do something that you're paid for. Like when I do my YouTube channel, when I used to do a lot more tech, sometimes I had these hot takes and I knew the people were coming for me, right? But I got paid for that. It's a little bit like going to a job and having that terrible boss who just absolutely shits all over you and going, well, at least I get paid for it. And then you go in on Wednesday and they're like, you got to take this same shit, but you're not getting paid for it, son.
Yeah, no, I'll be, listen, time is money. My time costs like a Bentley or at least a Volkswagen Jetta, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just.
So let me be clear about a couple things. I am not allowing myself to get screwed in front of this community without Arcade 1-Up making it up to me. Now, what's interesting is, and again, I can't tell you everything, but I will tell you more than you might think I will tell you. There was a comment that came in on Saturday in a text message conversation that Arcade 1-Up will try to make it up to me at some point. I don't know what the hell that means. I don't know how you do something like that, but I was really disappointed when today was supposed to be a conversation where we started to talk about that, and that conversation didn't really happen.
Right.
So there were some people that are decision makers. And by the way, what I'm saying now, maybe they don't like this and maybe they kick me off the show. And at this point, I'm the benefit to them. They're not benefiting me at all. They're hurting my brand. I'm the benefit. So if they kick me off for this, I don't care. I gotta be honest, I don't care. But I'm gonna tell you, today was supposed to be a meeting between myself and a couple stakeholders, and the person who has the most stroke in this whole thing couldn't make the call. So I'm still waiting. And I feel like after a weekend of taking a bunch of shit that I didn't deserve to take, I can't. This is strike 2. We haven't even gotten to strike 1. We're already at strike 2. So all the people that were trying to grill, all the people that are trying to grill me on the community, first of all, I don't appreciate any of that because I had nothing to do with it. But I also understand there are some people who just don't know and kind of just jumped in because they thought that's what was going on. Like there was some type of, there was also, I guess, like UAG, I think DMB, something about people said I quit or something. I never said
that. Yeah. Somebody sent me that too, and I was like,
there was confusion.
Like there literally.
There was confusion with that. I'll explain why there was confusion in that.
Yeah, no, literally. So literally, again, Facebook, and this is why I go on there once a day. Yeah. Literally, in Facebook groups, various groups, they're all like, he quit, he got fired. And I'm like, no, he didn't.
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
I did not. They need me more than I need them at this point. And that's not even a joke.
So here's the real talk question of that. Let's talk about that for a minute. Good. You do have a following. You have like 130K subs and whatever, right? Do you think that's why they kind of reached on to try to maybe grip onto that? You know what I mean? In the hopes that maybe okay.
No, it has more to do with my experience in this particular scenario. What a lot of people don't know, because a lot of people don't know a lot about me, is that I deal with brands that are substantially bigger than Arcade 1-Up will ever be. Substantially bigger. So I understand how to deal with this sort of stuff, but I always get paid for it. Now, I did this as a labor of love. I did it, and again, Mo, you can back me up on this. There have been a million things I've done for your small community, specifically, like your community within the community. I'm not even going to go into all the things I've done. You know, I don't have to tell you that, right? I mean, no. So anyway, that's just the type of guy I am, man. I like to help people out. I do. I love video games, love arcades. I love all that stuff. This seemed like a perfect opportunity. So it's unfortunately backfired on me. I will never do anything like this again. I only ever was going to do 2 or 3 of these shows anyway. At this point, I will do this one for sure because I gave my word and I'm a man of my word. So I will do this first one and I will reassess after that. If it makes sense after that, maybe. If not, someone else can do it.
Okay. Let me ask this question so people can get their content tonight. Just asking, you can't say when the show will actually be, or they haven't told you when it'll be.
They have not told me. I would love to know. Ain't that a bitch? I would love to know when I'm going to be there. I would love to know. By the way,
if you guys aren't subbed to Bill, man, go drop Bill a subscribe, man. I'm just picking on you, man.
I thought today I was going to find out. Mm-hmm. And I pushed for this week. I want it to happen this week. I want to get it done.
Okay.
By the way, I'm going to answer maybe 1 or 2 of the questions from that show here because it's ridiculous. All of you would know this anyway.
Why not? Travis, can you please tell me if MK4 is a moot point and I should continue or I should proceed with free MK4 as I wish?
Okay, here's now this is where I have to tread lightly. Watch OTG's video.
Right.
It came out today. It's very accurate. Especially the part about the description of the live stream. Understand what you're trying to do.
Oh no, you keep going. I'm just highlighting stuff.
Yeah, well, I want to see. Listen, people are talking. I want to see. Trying to appreciate you. No way to blame. I appreciate that, Thor. I really do. Because some people I don't think understood, and I appreciate you. I do.
Sorry. Back to that.
So to answer your question, I don't know that I can answer your question. I don't know. Now there was a different. Okay, let me talk about MVC2 and MK4. Well, I can't really. Let me talk about. There's 2 big subjects that were going to be on that show. Mm-hmm. MVC2 Online, which I'll tell you a little bit about. I can only tell you a little bit, and then the other thing that shall not be named. The other thing that shall not be named. Actually, we were gonna go into a bit of detail about it. It was actually going to be like the second biggest answer of the entire show. I now no longer know what the hell is going to happen. I now have no idea. Now, MVC2 Online. That was the question that I knew everyone was going to care about. So I spent the most time talking to Arcade 1-Up and getting an answer that I thought was satisfactory. Now, here's the problem with the answer about MVC2 Online. It changes almost every single day. And the day before we were going to go live, it was a different answer than the day we were going to go live. And it's now a different answer today than it was then. So yeah, I couldn't even tell you what we were going to do because I don't know if we're going to do it anymore. Like, I don't know. I honestly don't know. OTGs are sure like he sure as shit is. The reality is I am not going to let that one go. And the community at large, there are some haters and stuff. So whatever. But the people that actually spend their money with Arcade 1-Up, this is the whole reason I'm doing this. Y'all deserve an answer. I deserve an answer. I paid the same thing. I've never been given an Arcade 1-Up machine. I don't know if anyone knows that. Not all of these I paid for.
I have also never been given the Arcade 1-Up machine. Well, one, but it wasn't from Arcade 1-Up. It wasn't from business. So you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Okay, real quick, 499 super chat, yo. So MK4 is done. Therefore, hashtag.
I don't know that. I don't know that, console fanboy. Okay,
so let me say. You ain't got to say nothing. I'll say something, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say this. With the tweets that went out this weekend, again, OTG put out a great video. He put out a video. I didn't have to. I literally killed my video off because I was gonna put out the same video. And literally, if you read the tweets from this weekend and you correlate the timeline with the way things are happening and whatever else, it's not in a positive position. That's literally the best thing I can say. It's not in a positive position. You can, I guess one thing OTG said in this video that I absolutely agree with is how much louder do y'all have to get to be able to get something? You know what I mean? Like for all the heat, for all the other people, all the FGC members, for all the freaking fans of Mortal Kombat, for like I don't know if let's say you want like a super viral video or some viral campaign, because in the black and white world y'all are pretty much doing the marketing for it. You know what I'm saying, in a way. So I don't know, man. Again, I'm a man of my word. If it hits 1,000, I'll eat a death nut with UAG, but
it'll hit 1,000. I want it to hit 1,000.
Yeah.
But again, I want to stay away from that only because not because of what I like console fanboy a lot. I think he's very talented, but he jumps the gun way too much, and he needs to calm down and chill and relax and meditate and stuff. I love the passion, but he needs to calm down. It's always death for him. Everything's death. All I said was, and let me be very clear before console fanboy clips me and gets me in trouble. I don't know if that has been. I don't know. So I don't know. Okay.
All right. So real quick, I'm just confused as to why you're sticking to an NDA, because a non-disclosure agreement, an NDA, whether you're being paid or not, is still a legally binding document. If he were to say something outside of NDA, he would still.
I would be stuck. So the thing is like some of this stuff I don't mind saying because it's, some of it would have been told in the live stream, whatever. But there's some things that are still moving parts and things that I listen. I'm just not interested in Arcade 1-Up going, you know what? We're going to test you on this. I have a lawyer, but I'm not trying to call him for nothing.
Right. Exactly. I mean, look, 360, I saw your comment. You said that you be spilling it. By all means, hey, you want to deal with that?
You go ahead.
Yeah, bro, literally. I'm not, look, this show's not about getting anybody hurt or in trouble or anything else like that, man. Look, it's about the one thing that y'all have been screaming about that y'all want that you haven't been getting from other sources. Transparency.
And I will be honest, all the way up until this situation, like I said, I was really excited because they actually were being more transparent about this than they've ever been about anything ever. Some of the answers were so transparent. I was actually thinking that they were going to pull it back. But when we had like a secondary call that day to make sure everything was working, stuck to the same answer. And I'm like, okay, this is going to be legit. I'm actually looking forward to this because they're finally, and then of course they cancel it and don't talk. And it's like, oh, so nothing has changed. I see. Okay.
Gotcha. Right. So I know you asked a question about MVC2. So I don't know how far you can go into this.
I didn't say him. See, here's the thing. MK4, you can't cancel something that wasn't ever being made. So you can't do that. Should we still be Arcade 1-Up customers? I think, listen, that's a great question.
That is a good question. That's a really good question. That's why I highlighted it. That's a really good question.
You got to do whatever your pocket tells you to do. And I just need to tell you that not everyone, and this is really important to walk away from it. Not everyone in Arcade 1-Up is bad or makes these decisions. And there's even some that just don't agree with what happened. There's some that want exactly what you guys want, but are not in a position to fix anything. They work hard. There's a couple of people I'm thinking of in my head right now that are dedicated to the fan base and want to give them exactly what they want. But there's other people in other positions that just have a different thought process on that. And unfortunately, a lot of those people are in a position to make things actually happen or not. It's I don't know. I think you do. I think you look at the situation. I would actually wait until our show comes out and then make your decision after that. Because again, based on some of the things that I was told and the things that Arcade 1-Up is actually focusing on, I'm actually happy with the direction they're going. This is just a real unfortunate, another slip up. I mean, the entire show was talking about how they slipped up and how they're going to fix it, and then they slip up going into the show. And it's like,
Wait a minute. How do you have a show talking about, they messed up, they slip up, and then they pull this? Let's talk about the show real quick. And I know this isn't your detail, but let me get your view on it, right? So when the live stream was up, there was stuff in the and OTG talked about in his video about there being a link to the MK4 petition, and then they pulled it down.
Yeah.
Does that correlates with the past weekend's events?
Could be.
Okay. All right. Let's see if we can get some of these answers out of you. I know you got some, and I know you guys the show's getting rescheduled. And if you're not fired by then, you'll still be hosting it. So,
by the way, you can't fire me if I ain't making no money on it. All you're doing
I know what you're saying.
Listen, here's the thing. If they tell me I can't do it anymore, I'm gonna say thank you, Jesus. I'm not even worried about it anymore. It's not been worth it for me at all. Again, the only person that's actually benefiting from me being on there is them. So they should be kissing my butt. I'm just saying. It's like staying with your, all right, 360. Listen, you know what? Let me be clear about this. I understand what you're saying. I'm actually doing it for you guys. That's the fact that I gave my word is the only thing keeping me there.
Where'd it go?
It's a super chat. Just came up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Where'd it go? I clicked on it and it just moved up like 3 times.
The only reason I'm doing this is because I gave my word. And I'm the type of guy, and my dad, let me tell you something. My dad is a hardworking dude. He worked multiple jobs when I was growing up. And the one thing I learned from my dad is if you give someone your word, you do it. You eat the shit and do it. I gave my word I was going to do at least the one. I will do the one. After that, I really need to assess anything. And again, because it's for the community and it's more for the community than is the Arcade 1-Up, I'll do it. But I swear to beans, if anything else goes wrong, I'm out. I will say this also. I'm going to push, and just so everyone knows, you won't know when the next stream goes up in advance. I don't trust them anymore. So what's going to happen is, and they don't know this because I'm going to say it right now. They're going to find out right now of everyone else. This is where we are. This is where we are, man. If you're going to let me out to dry all weekend and it's Monday and you still don't do anything, I'm going to tell you.
Tuesday, bro. It's Tuesday.
Tuesday? Jesus Christ. What happened
Tuesday.
to Monday?
It's about to be Wednesday. Weekly retro party tomorrow. It's about to be Wednesday.
Let me explain everybody what's going to happen. Because even though I can't make decisions on anything, I'm making a decision here right now. You will not know in advance when this thing goes live. As soon as I got everyone on and everyone's in there, I'm hitting live. So it'll just be live out of nowhere. Like it'll just, Arcade 1-Up's live? I didn't see anything. There is no thing because I don't trust them anymore.
Can I get a 15-minute heads up so I can come in here?
Maybe 15 minutes. Maybe 15 minutes.
Appreciate that.
Maybe 15 minutes. I'll DM you.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I don't know. How can I be 2 hours from the show, ready to go, hyped up, starting to do some things like, and then be told, I'm like, no, I don't trust you anymore. So here's what we're going to do. Everyone's going to be on the stream. I'm going to make sure no one's going nowhere. And then I'm hitting live. That's what's happening. And that's the way
you're going to put him in the hot seat. Yeah, I feel that. Yo, shout out to Peter Porker in the chat real fast. Peter Porker is the one who's designed my that nice MikeOfAllTrades logo stuff y'all see. Why don't folks like Maximilian do to Justin Wong ever bring up the lack of online? They talked about MVC free MZ2, the arcade launches without the online. They don't say a peep. So I highlighted that comment for the reason being because isn't Justin Wong helping to work on the online portion of that?
So I've been spending a lot of time talking to Justin Wong over the last just like week and a half, 2 weeks. And I've learned some stuff from Justin, which is great. Like he's a great guy. We've talked about this product, and I've played obviously MVC2 online. I've played it. I'm in the beta. Of course, I've played it. I played against Justin Wong, which was terrible. I never want to do that again. That was not fun. But there's the reason, and again, I have to be real careful about this. But I'm going to try to say something. The thing about, MVC2 online, what's going to happen with it is constantly changing is true, but it's not necessarily constantly changing in a bad direction. It's actually constantly changing in a better direction, I believe. So what was going to be talked about on the 3rd, I believe is not as good as what is currently being worked on. So that to me is a positive. Now, the one thing that I continue to bring up, because I am the community advocate, in the conversations that I'm available to be in when it comes to this, is I keep saying, think about what's going to happen when you make whatever choice you make. When you do this next thing, think about what the community is going to say. Some of the creators in the space are hardcore MVC2 fans. I think I might know of one. I think I might know one even. I might know one. And some are just casual, which is fine. You might have some okay stuff with casual fans, but you're not getting over on some people.
And just so we're clear, and I'm gonna say his name. Hey, Cool Toy. The next time you make a video and you talk about nobody asked the question that you asked about a cabinet, how about you open your freaking ears and go back and watch the live stream from Vegas? Because literally everything that you complained about in your video, I asked questions for day one, step one, when I walked into that god doggone suite. Ooh, it felt good to go. Listen, we shooting tonight. We both shooting. I don't even care tonight. F it. I don't even care tonight. I don't even care tonight.
Doug. Don't talk. It wasn't me,
Doug.
Well,
I like him too. Listen, I like him too. But listen, call a spade a spade. When you make a video and you try to take shots at people like, and these content creators sat there and they sold you and they didn't tell you this. Like, no, mother trucker, I told you I wanted this mother trucker to be.
No, you did.
Woo! Anyway.
You know why you feel that way, Moat? It's the same way I felt this way over this weekend, because you care.
Yeah, and that's the problem. I care. Like, all right, if y'all have paid attention, then y'all can see it, man. There's two types of people in this community. There's people that actually care about the community because they want to see stuff be good, and then there's people that care about the community because they want to make content.
Yeah,
like that's just realistically speaking. Like, so when you see those comments like, oh, X person, Y person, Z person should have been the community ambassador or been the community whatever.
I bet you none of them want that now.
I'm just keeping it a buck, man. I'm just keeping it a buck. Real fake. Let me answer some of these real quick.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, this is pointless. Confirmation, get loud. This BS.
He's so obsessed with MK4 that he just can't get out of his head, and he's very defeatist. You know, there's either 0 or 100 to console fanboy. There is no
gray area.
So I don't know what to tell you.
Listen, man. Don't give. Listen, I would say this. As far as that goes, don't give up on it, but maybe don't.
Yeah, just
don't do the Icarus thing and fly too close to the sun.
Yeah, it's just console fanboy is reckless sometimes. I love his passion. He's very talented. I just wish he could calm down. I really just wish he could calm down. That's what I want for him.
Yeah.
All right.
360 with the one.
You know what? Here's
sorry for calling you out on Twitter, Travis.
That's all right, man. I knew you just didn't
have to spend money to say that. I would have just highlighted that.
I know you just didn't know.
Yeah.
All right, look, here's the thing. I want to real quick talk about Anthony. I don't really know his side of the story. I want to know his side of the story, because
listen, Anthony, if you're watching this stream right now, and if you feel comfortable, listen, Travis, I know you're so vain, and you're I was about to quote a song thing, right? But listen, if you want to take a whole 90 seconds, because this is technically a community show, even though we're talking about Travis and trying to give answers to the community, hey, listen, bro, I will shoot you a DM. I will shoot you a link. You know what I mean? And
I know. Hey, look, I think I understand. So I have heard something about what's going on with Anthony, and I understand if he doesn't want to say anything. I'm just going to say straight up, Anthony, you are incredibly talented. It's ridiculous the talent you have. And the fact that you could stir up something so crazy,
it was great
as a joke.
It was a great joke, man. Like, and that's back, man. And that's just one of the things where it's like, in this, like, people can't handle jokes. They can't handle the funniness. Everybody's so serious, but like, these things are supposed to be for fun.
That's it.
How are y'all so serious about stuff that's supposed to be fun?
It's really ridiculous.
MVC2 online, believe me, I'm frustrated. I'll be real with y'all. I've thought about selling this thing like 4 times.
I know.
Right. But the patience, because I want MVC2 online, and it breaks my heart saying that, you know what I mean? So when everybody's like, this thing came out in September, October, November, December, I'm about to start singing freaking Ruben Studdard in this piece. So I get it. I'm with y'all.
If you like MVC2, don't sell it. And I'm not saying that because, again, remember, I'm not financially tied to Arcade 1-Up, but I also kind of know some things going on, and I just wouldn't sell it. If you are someone who you're just like, I just need it online, and that's the only thing I care about, and that's whatever. Okay, fine, sell it, I guess. But the reality is, something's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to happen. I guess my thing is, again, I have to really think this through. So give me a minute as I think this through.
No, you're good, man. Take a reprieve. So can we do like a percentage? So if I were to be like, because I know you're beta testing it, Just I guess a percentage would help people. Is it like 50, 60? Is it above 50 or under 50? How about
What do
that?
you mean?
MVC2 online. I know you guys said you guys are
Do you
working
mean
on
like
it.
done or coming
No,
or
being ready to maybe even be in a beta or something like that. If that's going to get you in trouble, don't answer it.
yeah, that would get me in trouble.
Okay.
So
All right.
but,
Yeah, let's not do
here's
that.
the
Let's
thing.
not do that.
But don't do the console fanboy thinking that it's all gloom and doom.
No, I don't. Listen, I have faith. I have faith
How
the size
about
of a
that?
mountain.
How about
At
that?
the end of the day, realistically speaking, I got my dream cab without spending $4,000. So
But
I'm happy.
I can say this. There are some of the smartest people that are on this project. 360, I will tell you right now, there are some of the smartest people, and I've seen some stuff working on this. It is not like some small little backstage thing that like 3 people are working on. No. This is all hands on deck. I don't know how else to say this. This is all hands on deck for AV1 Up. Should it have been done before? Hell to the yeah. Like, should all this stuff have been accomplished before? Hell to the yeah. But it is what it is. This is where we are. They are taking it seriously. So I will give them, if anything, I will give them 100%. They are taking it seriously.
Okay, let me ask you something because I was looking at in the midst of me announcing this stupid Blitz tournament because I'm an idiot and taking off the back and seeing there's a fan. I had a thought. And so I wonder. And after I've had 3 freaking PCB replacement boards, I had
on
a
what?
thought.
What do you got 3 on what?
MVC2.
You've had 3 replacement boards for MVC2?
Mm-hmm.
Why come?
Because it overheats still. It's over hot. So the question I have for you is, do you think that maybe they should do something maybe unprecedented? Because I know many people had issues.
There is. Listen, everything's on the table right now.
Look, I'll say, let's listen.
Oh, and hold on real quick. 360 says, scary if you can't say MVC. I don't see a world where you don't get MVC2 online. I don't see
in our lifetime. Well, I mean, listen, in our lifetime,
reasonable. Well, whatever reasonable is anymore, MVC2 will get online. I just don't know what that's going to look like, when it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
My question. So the thing I said day one, and I said this in my review video, and I think it's more true now more than ever. I wonder if the freaking board is strong enough to even freaking support it. You know what I mean? Like, and I always wondered that. I'm like, yo, like, because I don't know, man. I'm not a tech guy. Well, I am.
So Jay Cut says, how come Arcade1 can't make a decent PCB? So they don't really make the PCB, so they buy chips off of other things. That's really interesting. So yours, what's happening? Yours is burning out or something?
Well, it's overheating and it's warping and stuff. Yeah, like it's literally doing that. Even while I have it unhooked, so I can stream with it, it still does the same thing, man. It's weird, bro. Like it's weird. Like literally, it's to the point where like I can only now turn this on when I'm streaming, just so I can know I can get a couple hours out of it. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. It's just it's not freaking them making a PCB. It's just I don't think the PCB is powerful enough. And I said that day one. I don't think like the slowdown and whatever else. I just don't think it's not powerful enough. Even if you put cooling on it, like I have a fan back there, I just don't think it's powerful enough. But you know, whatever.
Blitz
else.
has a fan.
I mean, yeah, Blitz has a fan. Right, Blitz has a fan, but this doesn't. That's odd to me because
it is odd.
Yeah, it's an Naomi thing. Like I don't. Anyway, so let me think. Let's see.
I think I can answer some questions from this show.
Yo,
I'm not going to go anything too deep where I feel uncomfortable. Let me see. I'm getting a text here. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me read this text first.
No, you're good. Let me check my phone.
Yeah, okay. All right. Cool. All right. So I just heard from somebody from Arcade1 Up. Okay.
Hi, Arcade1 Up.
Hi, Arcade1 Up. So let's. I think I can talk. I want to see what's one of the least like worrisome things that I could easily. It's an easy answer that why don't we do, but still impactful. Let's talk about Let's talk about monitors. Let's talk about TN monitors versus BOEs.
Bye, everybody. Listen, y'all have a good show. Y'all be.
What? You don't want to hear this? You don't want to hear this? Isn't this a good answer?
No, you're right. The community wants to hear about monitors.
You don't want to know whether or not they're going to use TN monitors anymore? You don't care about that?
I do care. You're right, Travis. Let's
I mean, isn't that something that's kind of like important? Because I think everyone
it is. I did it for like this. Listen. I did it for dramatic effect.
I know, but think about it like this. Because I noticed this. This is one of the reasons why I actually want to ask about this. Because number one, every single time a new piece of hardware comes out, the first thing that all the YouTubers and everyone do is they try to figure out what type of monitor's in it. And the reason that is because last year, Arcade 1UP lost the trust of the community that they're not going to put in a good monitor in every single cab. They've lost that trust.
Oh, because of Monitor Gate and Mortal Kombat.
Because of Monitor Gate, right?
Okay, but hindsight 50-50. The monitor didn't look good, but the response time on that TN monitor is way better than on the BOE monitors. For anybody who doesn't know that, it's just the monitor wasn't lit correctly. It wasn't lit correctly. It was like lit like one side and whatever else. But yeah, let's talk monitors. Go ahead.
So I mean, I think this is one I can give away without having any kind of issue. So I talked in depth about this to Arcade 1UP, and of course advocated for the community, because I am, by the way, not an ambassador. That's another thing that I wanted to real quick clear up. That was misspoken. So when we had the first stream and they announced me as the ambassador, after the stream, I thought about it. I'm like, that's not accurate. It's not what I'm doing. An ambassador implies that Arcade 1UP tells me something, then yeah, exactly, right, Dong? Arcade 1UP tells me something, I talk to the community, I try to talk to the community about it, and that's not what it is. I'm an advocate for the community. So in other words, I'm in the community and I'm talking to Arcade 1UP. I'm telling them what we want, and then they're answering, and that's it. That's what I do. So let's be clear. That's what I do.
Okay.
So I advocated for the community, going, listen, we don't want any of these damn games, especially good games like XLs. Well, you got the damn TN monitor. Like, no one wants that. No one wants that. Who thought of that, right? So of course the reality is a lot of that had to do with supply chain issues at the time.
Right. There was a pandemic, chat.
There's a lot of problems, right? But they also now know, and it is one of their top things to make sure that they're always using the appropriate time. Now I have to be clear about, because you can't say BOE, because they are going to try to get and use all BOE, but the reality is BOE might be out of monitors and they still want to use good technology, but it might not come from BOE. So for people who don't know, BOE is a brand. It's a manufacturer. It's not the technology. They have their own version of IPS, which is maybe looks a little better than other ones, but basically you want an IPS monitor more times than not.
Right.
Essentially, Arcade 1UP now realizes that, which should not come as a surprise. But again, I think everyone was always wondering, well, you might use it again. So what they said in no real uncertain terms is they're aiming for every single cab to always use IPS unless some weird thing happens out of left field that they could never have known. And if it happens that they need to use TN monitors, and I asked this specifically, I said, well, listen, if you need to put in TN monitors, you need to put it in cabs that no one cares about. Put them in Pac-Man and stuff.
Wait, hold on. You're going to get some heat. Some people care about Pac-Man.
I love Pac-Man. I love Pac-Man, but I already have my Pac-Man. I don't need another one. So I said, put it in those, because the people buying those are the people walking down the aisle of Walmart and are going, oh, look, you can get Pac-Man, bring it home. They don't care about TN monitor. They don't know what the hell that is. Don't put it in a Blitz. Don't put it in a Street Fighter. Don't put it in an MK. Don't do any of that stuff. Don't do it. Don't put it in any of those. And they agree. And I was happy to hear that. And the fact that they are part of their kind of moving forward, improving products is to not use any more TN monitors. So the default should be, we shouldn't have to worry about that anymore. But again, we should have had a live stream last week. So I guess I don't know anymore.
Yo, before we continue real fast, 1999 Super Chat console.
I care about people.
Travis, you say calm down. You know how many supporters, members from the MK community, Cameo, Tweets, influencers supported this, and you're just dismissing it like calm down?
I'm telling you to calm down, console fanboy. Yeah. The thing is, like, I don't know how to talk to console fanboy. I love the guy, but I don't know what to say to him. I really don't.
Okay.
I think everyone else hears what I'm saying and has no problem with what I'm saying, but he hears something else. Like, I'll say something and he hears something else. I don't know. There are crisp. Bill, they were going to troll and talk about crisp monitors, and I was like, that's funny, but not funny.
But they
were going to do it. They were going to do it. They were going to.
The only thing should be crisp is chicken, French fries, and whatever else, right?
Let me say this.
Oh, okay.
Let me say this one thing. There's people talking about like no more Pac-Man stuff. So here's something that was said that I thought I loved the way this was explained. So I'm going to say it so that it doesn't get forgotten in a future stream. Why they do so many Pac-Mans and Galagas and stuff. And for people who are paying attention, we already know the answer to this, which is they sell. Like, they're not going to put out a bunch of Pac-Mans they don't sell. But I really liked how it was explained. And that is that selling these Pac-Mans and Galagas and all the games we already have and we don't want to buy again helps fund the games we do want.
Right.
because that's where the money's coming. They're selling tons of those so they can take that money and give us the cool stuff. I'm like, oh, that's a really cool way to do that. Now, don't be upset with Console Fanboy. I'm not even upset with Console. I just wish he would just calm down. I like Console Fanboy. He's too in his own head on this. Too much when they show. Yeah. Anyway, they do really want to have, the best of everything, and I don't know. We'll see.
So okay, so I don't know if you asked this question or not, but it's a question that's been asked since the inception of arcade went up since Gen 1. Now you've asked about monitors. The sticks have gotten better. The sticks have gotten better inside of the newer cabinets. So those are good. Now, I don't care because I'm used to crappy buttons. Literally, go to any arcade that's out right now. You're going to touch a crappy button. But did they say anything about the button quality in cabinets going forward?
Separately, yes.
Okay.
So it wasn't a question that came up in this thing, but I have asked that question before, and I have gotten an answer about that before. It is 100% on the list of things to improve in the future. I think, and I don't know, I can't get into details about this, but it's not going to happen right away. Because when you order something, you have to order a lot of them. So you got to go through that. Once you get through that, I think maybe we'll see some better stuff. So yeah, that is 100% on their list.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let me think. If I'm in the community, I'm interested in.
What else did people saying?
Did you have any questions? I saw something about Casino Cade. Did you have any questions about Casino Cade down there?
About Casino Cade.
You didn't care about Casino Cade?
I don't care.
Hold on. Wait, but the community cares about Casino Cade, Travis.
I'll ask. We haven't had
one in the chat. Hold on. Here, listen. I'll ask right now. I'll just make a poll. How about that?
Yeah. What do
you care?
Sosa asking about Tekken. Listen, you don't have to worry ever about the Tekken series of Soul Calibur because I am literally the number one person pushing that. You will never have to, if that is at all possible, it will be because I am in everyone's ear at Arcade 1-Up every single day until it comes out. You don't ever have to worry about that. I'm all on that. And then the other Street Fighter games, probably.
I like the way you just put Tekken over and they're like, yeah, it was Street Fighter. Fine,
listen, Tekken every time, man. I might stick around until Tekken comes out. I don't know. That's the one thing that's keeping me going.
Shoot, you better hope they keep you around. Yo, okay, so I have a question, right?
Yeah.
Did you ask any questions about the Killer Instinct Pro?
Yes.
As far as like the actuator, or
that
if
was
it's, you know what I'm saying?
I was so excited about that part of the show. We talked about Cuber too, JR. I was so excited about that because, and I'm going to save that for the actual stream. That's because fine. It's the one part. I mean, I'll answer parts about it, but they said something, and I've told you this privately, so you know, that gave me hope that finally Arcade 1-Up got it, like it clicked for them. Okay. There was a comment based off of a question or a comment that I had in the exchange that I'm like, this needs to go live. I need people to hear you say this. So rather than spoil it here, I'm gonna make them
save it. Yeah, no, sit on it. That's fine. That's
because it needs to be heard by the community. Right. I will just say that they are holding the L on this, but I want you all to hear how they're holding the L. I was very encouraged by the answer.
Did you ask any questions about people buying cabinets and then them drastically being price dropped in places? And
so that's actually a great question. So I asked about the weird pricing in the first place. So that's a separate issue. So there's two issues here. There's the how Arcade 1-Up prices things right off the bat, being kind of all over the place. And as a consumer, not being able to know what to expect from a pricing perspective. And the answer is so involved, I couldn't even begin to regurgitate it to you here. So I'm just going to wait for them to do it. Right. And then there's the other question, which is what you just brought up, which happened to Blitz this past holiday. So there's a couple things to think about. Number one, I love Blitz. To me, it's my favorite cab of all the Arcade 1-Ups. I beta tested the crap out of that thing. I'm super freaking happy about that cab now. It's not even done. There's still going to be some things need to be fixed.
Literally, that was my next question. I was just going to ask, is it still in beta? I was literally just about to ask that.
Yeah. There's little things, but it's mostly done. There's just the little things they're going to fix. But here's what happened. Like I paid first day all the monies because I love Blitz, right? Then a couple months later, $160. Like, I'm sorry, what?
$165. Yeah.
Now, here's the thing with that. Arcade 1-Up doesn't have a lot to do with that, as far as they don't make that decision at all. And as a matter of fact, it should be pretty obvious to you, they don't want to make that decision because they don't make any money when a cab sells. Like, this is obvious. This is a store that made that decision, and Arcade 1-Up has to go, thank you, sir. May I have another? There's not a lot of negotiation here. And that happens across all the retail partners. Now, let me just be clear. When you have, especially Walmart's the biggest offender of this, but it's because Walmart is a retail bully. I have worked in online retail space and retail space for many years. And if you've ever been a vendor to Walmart, that relationship is very much you. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Walmart will tell you what you will do and what you will not do. You have no control over what they do. Blitz is amazing, UAG. So that is an unfortunate thing that Arcade 1-Up doesn't have a lot of control over. And it's unfortunate because it breaks. Here's the thing, Moten, tell me this. You look at all the different places where Arcade 1-Up has lost trust from the community over the last year and a half, right? Mm-hmm. And this is one of the biggest ones, pricing. And like, I just wait a couple of weeks and it's going on sale. If everything else was perfect, if all the other things about what Arcade 1-Up did with the community is perfect, you could almost give this a pass, even though it's hard to give a pass on a $700 machine when someone's getting for $150. But at least you could understand, like, that's their decision. If I buy 5 blitzes and I decide to sell them for $50 on the street corner, there's nothing you can do about it. Like, whatever. But yeah, so it's not really their fault. It is what it is.
I'm sorry. That's funny. That's funny, man. Y'all let Nick breathe, man. Y'all let Nick breathe. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's funny. All right, let me ask you this. So you had community questions. One of the big talking points in the community, at least from this side of it and other people from the content creation side, is HDMI on PCB boards inside the cabinets.
That actually
was that a question that you asked?
It came up. It came up on accident when I talked about spectate mode. I misunderstood the question and started talking about HDMI boards on things. And I'll just be honest with you. It is not going to happen on a widespread. It's just not going to, because there's no. So I don't want to cause I also want to need to make sure I say what I say, because I am not Arcade 1-Up, but I understand what's going on. So I'm going to try to give you my thoughts on this. It won't happen on large scale boards. It'll happen on pros and stuff like that. It's not going to happen on your $499 cabinets. It's just not. But that doesn't mean, the only reason you care about HDMI is because you want to be able to stream it. It doesn't mean there won't be some creative solutions to that. I've given my ideas for that so that you don't even need HDMI to do that. I have some ideas and I've been pitching them and stuff. So the whole reason for HDMI is to be able to stream it for content creators. 99% of the people who buy a cab are not streaming anywhere, right? They're just not. So Arcade 1-Up needs to look at it and go, okay, we sell however many thousands of this cab, but only 50 people are using the HDMI. It doesn't make any sense to incur the cost. However, because we know, and you and I both know this, Moat, especially with back in the day, put your quarters on the glass, they sell cabs when you see tournaments. I know that when you've done your Killer Instinct tournament and other tournaments, you've been told by people that they've bought cabs because they saw it on your stream. True or not?
I was just about to say, look, I've sold a couple of these Killer Instinct gimmicks. I was about to say a couple of these MVC cabinets. I'm gonna say I didn't sold a couple myself.
I also gave an Arcade 1-Up. I gave them a little idea about that too. But regardless, so there is benefit to it. So I have thought of different ideas and said, you guys should do this, because ultimately the only thing we care about is content creators can stream it so we can watch it. It gets us hyped up when we go buy it.
Devil's advocate for that. Their competitor, iiRcade, they come stock with HDMI out.
Yeah, how much? But here's the thing: A, how much does that thing cost? And B, how many of those things are licensed?
So the original ones, the ones like the one that's sitting in my corner right now, actually cost as much as an Arcade 1-Up. They're about
what's the licensed like big title game on that thing?
So anyway.
I mean, that's
no. Okay, but no, seriously. All right, but seriously though, they have different themes. So they've got Dead Cells now, but that's iiRcade Gold. So I guess off of the originals, you had Retromania Wrestling. I guess they're out of the base 11 games it comes with. So Dragon's
Yeah, and
Lair,
that's
Double
the difference.
Dragon. Yeah, that's the
At that
difference. It's
point,
like,
if
yeah,
they didn't have to license these big titles, they probably could fit the money to put in HD. But once you're exchanging one for the other, it's like,
I guess it's an accessibility thing. You know what I mean?
But
Like
again, I think at least my push as an advocate is for them to still come up with a solution that just doesn't cost anything in that way, so that it works for everything. Because I believe there are ways that more of these games can be streamed. I have some creative ideas that I think might work, and then that way it's solved. That way, people who don't have an HDMI in for their computer could maybe even stream. Like maybe some smaller creators who just don't even know how to do that, but want a different way to do it. Listen.
So you've mentioned this idea twice. Is this something that you're going to share, or is this something that you're saving for the stream?
I want to wait until they say yes or no on it, and then if they
Okay.
say no, I'll tell everyone exactly what I thought they should do.
Yeah.
But until they say yes or no, I don't want to say anything because I want them to do it. And if I say something now, they go, "Oh, you shouldn't have said that." I'd rather them.
No, absolutely. I absolutely get that. All right. So, out of your line of questioning,
why are people eating farts in the chat? What's that all about?
Say what?
I don't. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Anyway, like, anyway, see, shenanigans, right? Y'all are grown ass people. Like, seriously. I don't know if anybody told y'all that, but y'all grown ass people.
Some of you are.
Listen. I'm gonna say this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this. Y'all wouldn't do this in Michael B stream. Don't do this over here.
Well,
like for real. Y'all wouldn't do this in P-Dub stream or Kit stream. Show some decorum. Have some respect. Why my stream got to be the ratchet stream? We're trying to get the answers. Okay? We're trying to get the answers to the questions and whatever else, right? You know what I'm saying? And then I see somebody like eat farts and like, come on, y'all.
Bro, there's fart gate going on in chat and everything. Okay,
bro,
let's move on. Let's keep it professional.
This is why we can't have nice things.
We can't have nice things.
We can't have nice things, man. All right. So
listen, by the way, Mo, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to say something, because to be perfectly honest, like, I've been sitting on this for a couple of days. It's been very frustrating. And it's nice to be able to just give my side of the story. And the nice thing about it is I know that you will not just give me a fair platform, but you'll ask some questions too. Like, we're friends, so you have no problem asking me a hard question, and I'm totally cool.
So if I'm King Moat, that means you have to become the advocate, TravisMCP.
That's right. I'm not going to be the what's his name in the 7-Eleven? He's the small. He's like the peasant. What is he?
Oh, Surf Gibby. The surf. My surf. Oh, that's great. Okay, so did you ask questions about any future releases?
Yeah, the thing is, so here's the question I did ask, and I asked it because people said the same thing, and I've seen this, and I totally agree. I asked, like, why is it that we got so many rehashes in a row without a new title? And I think that's what people really wanted to know. And someone kick you, AG. He called me Baldy Locks again.
Oh, you need a spicy 300? I got you. Say
give him
less.
Give him a 300. Like order 300 for the table UAG. Thank you very much. Yeah, and they just have a way in which they do releases, and yeah, there's going to be new titles this year. I don't think that's anything that's really surprising, and of course they're going to have new titles. I did ask, like, are we going to see how long before we see Deluxe? It's not going to be that long, just maybe a couple months. I want to save the pro discussion for the stream, because that actually, like, are we going to see pros and stuff? That answer is kind of deep. And again, I don't want to speak for Arcade 1-Up in this thing. That's the easy answers I'll just give you. The ones that are a little bit more in depth, I'm not going to sit here and speak for them. I'm gonna let them say what they say. But that's a discussion. The pros is
I mean, listen, I wouldn't even ask. I would ask you that kind of question, but it kind of seems like it's wrestling over their card, subject to change.
It is very much,
and I don't want you getting hung out to dry. And they're like, on this show, Travis said, I don't want to put you under that, man. That's not fair. You know what I mean? That's not fair. Yeah. Did you ask any question that you personally, like, what I'm saying? Like, you had a dream cash question, or you wanted to know something that's outside of tech and that they're not doing yet?
No, I mean, I think so the thing about this is, and why it works so easy for me, is that the questions the community have are the same questions I have. I mean, like, really, I wanted to know about the monitors. I wanted to know about free MVC 4, MVC 2, sorry. I wanted to know about all that stuff. So it just so happens this first show, it's easy to ask these questions because everyone's talking about all of this stuff. So it's very this first one is easy because it's the stuff everyone's talking about. I even did the one for that you did a video about pinballs recently. I didn't know that, I wasn't sure, was that, what do what did the comments say? Are people really care about vpins anymore? Is that still a thing or no?
So from what I've been reading, people care about vpin, but it's just Arcade One Ups apparently said that it's going to be too expensive to do it. To that I said, to that I'm just kind of like, yeah. To that I'm like, when they say expensive, is it expensive to like manufacture, or is it expensive like they're not going to have a good profit margin from it? You know what I mean? Like that's the question. But like I told, I think it was Goofyfoot. I said to in the comments, shout out to Goofyfoot, right? To him, I said people will pay for what they want. You know what I mean? And I don't know, maybe it was because freaking Coco messed up on Amazon, and UAG bought 17 of the Marvels for 150 a piece, and CT Jason had 27 of them. You know what I mean? Like,
I think so to answer.
Wait, time out. Hold on a second, Travis. Free 360 in the chat. Listen, 360 is not doing anything wrong in the chat. Stop banning and timing him out. All right, continue, Travis.
Yeah. Real quick in the chat, put some ones up if you're actually interested in vpin. I'm curious if there's enough ones. I'll give an answer to that.
I mean, listen. People.
Let me real quick. Someone else asked something about MVC2. I just want to make sure. Oh, better sound not using external jack. Gabe asked, I want better sound from KI Pro not using external. And not using external jack. Well, listen, man, you gotta get yourself a 2.1. MVC2. I saw someone ask about MVC2. The volume issue. Oh, there's a bunch of ones. Oh,
yeah, that's one of the things with the volume. I can't put it past 4 without it blowing somebody's eardrums out. Well, see, look, listen. Whoever's watching this Arcade One Up right now, this is your market research.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. This is surprising. All right, well then let me answer this thing, because I'm surprised this many people really care about vpins. So let me answer, because this is a pretty straightforward answer. So, for the time being, for the foreseeable future, because of like costs, you're right. Like, and John has said this on I think streams before.
Yeah,
it's a little spendy now. Having said that, they still have some to sell in stock. I don't know if that's true on their website or not. That's true, right? Like you can see. Are they sold out on some? Because I'll tell you, there are some. If you missed out on
some websites have them. Like if you're looking like QVC or something like that, like you can get them, and actually you can get them for like sale. Attack on Mars and like that kind of stuff. It's on sale for like $450 at Best Buy. So they're in the wild. Yeah, they've got them on their website right now. $749. Yeah,
they are essentially. Yeah, I mean they're gonna keep an eye on how these last couple that they have sell, and when prices are not as ridiculous as they are, you might.
I'm a team player.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I get an ALP. Might be right about that, Jay. I love AtGames, man. I really do. AtGames is awesome.
Yeah, no, seriously, that thing was a steal. Legit. That thing was an absolute steal for the price point.
UAG, the thing is they have to sell out of these before they even consider doing any other ones. Think of it this way. How long have these pinballs been out?
2 years? Almost
2 years?
Almost 3 years, I think.
Here's something for all of you. Here's something for everyone. If you ever want to know if they're going to do something else again, look at the last thing they released and see how long it took them to sell them. If it takes 2 years to sell a product line, you may not see that product line again anytime soon. They need to constantly be selling stuff.
Is it because but I guess 2 years ago, you have to think, were they just over making stock?
I don't know. See, I wasn't paying attention at the time. So I was at CES 2020 when they first showed off the vpins. And I was at their booth, and I love Attack from Mars from when I used to work in an arcade. I thought it was one of the coolest pinball. I don't really care for pinballs, but I loved that pinball machine. So I was over the moon when I saw it coming out. It should have been sold out by now. You should not be able to get that. The fact that you can get it.
Yeah, and that's what I was asking, if they were making more. God dang it. Ward made me lose my question. Yo, real fast. $5 super chat. What's the address for the free hamburgers for the championship? There's free hamburgers.
I'll eat a hamburger championship.
No, I'll take some sushi as long as it's straight, right? So let me ask you, Travis. Did one of your questions ask about the hashtag Get Loud movement? Did you ask about that? Like, because Liv went on stream. Ish. Okay.
Well, it came up. It came up naturally. Okay. So I didn't ask, hey, what about the Get Loud movement? I was like, so one of the longest answers that I don't want to go into because I don't even remember every single aspect of it is, how does a game go from concept to being made, which includes hashtag free whatever, hashtag petition Qbert, like from there to the end. That was a large answer that was like the second longest answer there, which is, okay, so we have something, there's a petition for a game to be made. What's the next step? From there, where does it go? After that, where does it go? When can we know about this thing in this lineup? And they were going through it. This was something I got an answer for. So, you know.
So I guess like I'm curious about what's the extreme that people have to do, like to actually make their dreams or potentially even get on the radar. Look, listen. I'm just saying.
I'm laughing at something in the chat. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh well, I want to laugh. What did I miss? What I miss?
There's a couple. No one's seen console fanboy and 360 in the room at the same time.
Oh, y'all are funny, right? But no, like I guess it's a question because if you watch the community put forth effort, you know, Qbert was the first. I don't want to say it like this. Qbert was the beta test.
It was.
Okay? Qbert was technically, I'd say it was Dragon's Lair because Dragon Lair had that whole petition at first, right? If I remember correctly. But Qbert was the beta test for hashtag Get Loud.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And then Qbert had it stalled out at like 800 and something. And now Free MK4 is doing it. And it's not like there's not like a bunch of supporters. And I guess
it only gets you so far.
Right.
This I can answer. It gets you to a point. And then, and this is the thing about these petitions and games that you want to see. As soon as Arcade 1UP goes, oh wow, there's actually a rumbling behind this, of which obviously some of these games are very obviously in the face of Arcade 1UP. They're fully aware of what people want. The next step, and this is where some of this stuff falls over, is they have to do research. They do market research. And some of that market research will very quickly kill a project.
Okay.
You start poking at the holes and going, well, how much interest is there really in this thing? And the more holes there are, the less likely that thing gets made. Does that make sense? You know what I'm trying to say with that?
Yeah. No, it makes complete sense. So to that, I say you should add this question to your docket. And I don't know if you can get this answered again if you have a gig on this whole thing. But you should ask them, what is their target demographic? What is their key market? Is it people our age? Is it people who own like, you know, or are they younger people? Who are they trying to get these cabinets?
Oh, I can tell you that.
Well, hold on. I get that. Who do they want to buy these cabinets? Mm-hmm. And then how many do they want to have? How many do they want people to have in their homes?
So that's a good point. That second question is really good. I don't know if that second question is really good. It's like, how many do you expect people? I think they obviously want people to buy more than one.
Right. But realistically speaking, you know what I mean? Like realistically speaking, like how many cabinets do they think people are going to actually be able to go and purchase, especially when they're $500-$600? When these things cost more than the Series X or this goddamn on PS5, you know what I mean? And I'm not getting the same quality. I'm just saying, like, you know, like those are the important questions. And I'm only asking these questions because, you know, you're the advocate, the reigning defending.
That's a great question. I mean, ultimately, it's a really interesting question. Like, how do they expect people to buy?
There you go, Fist of Love. The attach rate. Attach rate's also a good question. That's a good question as well.
Yeah. So there's metrics for all that stuff, and I don't have access to any of that stuff. I do know that,
of course not.
That they obviously want to sell as many products as possible, and there are certain titles that sell every time they make them. And it's pretty obvious which ones those are because it's the ones we always complain about because they get made 3 times a year. But they sell. And again, like I said before, to their point, which I not only agree with, that I kind of, it flipped a light on for me, is that when they sell those, they can use that money towards stuff that we want. You know what I mean? So, let them cheer them on when they come out with a new Pac-Man. It means they're selling. For people that are wondering about the some of the other stuff that doesn't sell, for every one of those things that doesn't sell, there's a ton of IPs that do, and that's good. That's good for us. That means we're going to get continual new stuff because, stuff's selling.
I want to know who the hell asked for a one-player countercade. Add that to your list. I want to know personally who asked for a one-player countercade and who asked for that gimmick to be like $180, like legit. Like
it's 180.
Yeah, it's like 170 or 180. Yeah, dude, that thing is it's dumb expensive, right? Yeah, like it's crazy. Travis, all right, I got one more question for you because we're going kind of long, and you know what I'm saying? I know you got stuff to do. What's the hardest, and without answering it, what's the hardest question on your list that you asked David McIntosh to show the community that, hey, you're going for the jugular, it's not a game out here?
It was really the MVC2 online thing. Let me explain why. Because before the first call, that they weren't going to give that information out. The whole reason, and I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, I'm just being truthful.
Right.
That was never in the cards for them to tell you any additional information about MVC2. The reason that was ever happening was because of me. Now, again, not patting myself on the back. This is facts. Nothing was going to get said. So when I said, okay, it's the thing everyone wants to know about, we need to address it in a way that is reasonable, that's as transparent as you can be, and no BS. And I don't want to hear any kind of like salesman language. I don't want any of that. Tell us what. Now, the unfortunate thing is I kind of know what's going on because I'm in the beta test, but that's why I knew I could hold their feet to the fire a little bit, because I'm like, I know what's going on. So you need to say what's going on. And I feel like I was happy with what they answered, and it'll be interesting to see when this thing happens, what the answer will be then. Because now I'm wondering. I'm curious. We'll see. Everyone's talking about the Eagles, man. Let's go. Listen, I used to live near Philly. Fly Eagles.
Right. Okay. So MVC2 was your hardest question. Blitz has been so let's recap all this. You asked about MVC2 online.
Yep.
Blitz is technically still in beta.
No, it's not in beta. I wouldn't call it beta. There will be another update for like bugs and stuff. I wouldn't call it beta at all. But there will be another update for sure. There will be an update for the KI Pro. Yeah, why they struggle with communication. No, you know what? That will be Nooner. That's going to be like the first question that's going to start the show. Why did we cancel why did we postpone the show, and why wasn't there anything said about it? That's the first question. And if you want to know a hard question, that'll be it for the next one for sure.
Well, since it came up, and it is this weekend, Travis, Super Bowl 57, who you got? Eagles and Chiefs. Listen, Chad, I'm asking these questions because I want to know.
That's a hard question. No, the only reason. It's not. what about you? Who you like then? Who you got?
Oh, Bird game around here all day. Listen, Jalen Hurts about to grab that ring, fam. Yeah, Eagles all day.
All right, here's the thing. Real quick. Bill says the volume is there fixed so much for that. Let me real quick just answer this. Every single bit of resources is being put to online. The bugs that exist in like single player and stuff will get worked on after online is in a place where Arcade One Up is happy. So that's
the question I was going to ask. That's the question I was going to ask. So the question I was going to ask. So the question I was going to ask is, since you know what I'm saying, I don't want you getting in trouble.
Yeah.
Is Arcade One Up working on retroactively fixing past titles that are out?
I love this question because I asked it, and I asked, and the answer is yes, they are. I want to be able to give you more details, but I'm going to wait for them to say it. But I'm happy to say that for some people that own specific titles, and I'm not going to say the titles right now because they're going to got 10 teams. For some people have older titles, whether they be things as new as Blitz or things as old as like Pac-Man or whatever, there are titles that are being worked on for updates. And that's something that David was going to talk about. And it is answered. Yes, they are looking at certain titles. But he also mentioned that there is also a priority list of, obviously MVC is way up there at the moment. Also, getting new titles out is kind of secondary, but there is a concerted effort for older titles to get updates, which, is a lot of titles. There's a lot of titles out there that have weird issues. I mean, MK30th has issues, and I'm that thing's got it. I'm pushing on that. Don't worry, I'm pushing on that. And there's some other games that, yeah, absolutely. So the people, I can see some games in here. There's some games that need fixes, and they're being looked into in a non BS way. And again, I know this for sure. Oh, and for the Super Bowl, I listen. I grew up in Delaware. I got to go with Eagles. I mean, it was right there. Philly was right there.
Smart man. Okay. Man, I'm trying to think. Chat. 5 minutes. If I put this up, 5 minutes. Chat. Ask something that y'all can possibly not get him in trouble with before we close out. Jason
asked something I can answer. When are the deluxe cabs ready to buy? I was told within the next couple of months, like very shortly.
Let's talk about that for a little bit, because I remember John saying directly, he was like, they're not going to advertise cabinets that aren't ready to go within a month or two. We saw that with Golden Tee. We saw that with Shaq XL. So it's reasonable to expect that the deluxe cabinets are actually coming in the near future.
They are the ones that were announced. They're coming out right away. I don't know what the hell happened with that MK thing. I still don't understand why they pretend like that never happened and it was on their web. I still don't know that. We'll ask that on the show. See Marvel.
Twitter thing.
Yeah, see Marvel. That's one of the things that I brought up for sure. So definitely. Here's the thing. See Marvel told me something about the Class of 81, which I have, that I don't even want to tell people about, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. And I didn't know I didn't know it was a problem until he told me about it. And then I saw it and now I can't unsee it. So kind of like seeing how spam is made and being like, damn, now I can't eat that anymore. I don't even want to tell you.
You mean how you did with him? You did me with MVC2. Yeah.
I don't want to do that to people. So I can't do that anymore. Anyway, what were you saying?
I didn't know Dragon's Lair. I didn't know Dragon's Lair
obviously came up. Obviously that came up. If you're thinking of a game that they should do and look at, it's been brought up. Trust me when I tell you.
We're talking about MK, but not Street Fighter 3 and Insanity.
Street Fighter 3, I don't know. I'm sure that'll happen. I'm pretty sure all the Street Fighters eventually are going to happen, and that should come as no surprise. John D worked at Capcom. I mean, they're probably all going to happen. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah. Well, chat, you got about 3 minutes. Y'all got 3 minutes, and yeah. Let's see. Why don't they poll the community about certain titles? Listen, I don't know if y'all been paying attention, but literally on their Facebook page, if you look at it, and this is the crazy part about it, right? The crazy part about it is, right, they'll put a cabinet and be like, and they'll tag John and be like, hey, John, we want to have XYZ. And then John will respond right in the comments and be like, yo, well, we're doing XYZ and whatever else, right? You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy how you get more responses in the group than you do like out in a public forum. So I guess if you guys want to ask something, and if you want to ask is freaking Snake Rattle and Roll or a Road Runner or something like that coming out, I guess ask it in the group. And no, I'm not promoting the group. I remember when the group was Jill's and Discussions. You know what I'm saying? Listen, the boy ate good off that group. But yo, it is what it is now, man. Listen, again, this ain't high school. It's not a sorority. You know what I mean? Y'all feel how you feel, but if you want answers, and you want to pitch something, that's literally the best way you're probably going to be able to ask, right? So,
Multicade Matt, I love Blitz.
Hey, real quick, hey man, shout out to Sketch Mods Things, real quick. So, Sketch Mods Things, and I don't know if he knows this, so listen, I ain't no snitch, right? But he built this screen for The Simpsons. There is someone selling his front end. I ain't a snitch, but there's somebody selling his front end. But he made it, and I feel like he should have his flowers because he just did one for MVC2. All right, here's one right here. Multi-K Matt. So Bliss is going to get even better than it is now.
I think it's just tweaking and taking out a couple of bugs. It's mostly done now. It's such a good place. Like, I'll be honest, because like I said, I was part of that beta, and I announced when the betas were coming out for online. I actually thought this is funny because I was happy when 99 and 2K came out. And after I announced it, I'm like, okay, they're going to get a whole bunch of people. We're going to find a whole bunch of new bugs we'd never thought of. And that really didn't happen. It's in a really good place. So yeah, there's a couple of bug fixes that'll come out, and it's pretty much done.
Okay. Prince Malcolm, I saw you, man. Yo, shout out to you. That's a good question, but I don't know. But I guess that's something you could add to the list.
What is it saying?
Arcade 1 community functions or expos for fans?
I think they're going to be at the events like Evo and E3 or not E3, sorry, CES. They'll be at those events. I think.
Are they even doing E3? The big three pulled out.
Yeah, I don't know about next year.
They pulled out of 2023. They pulled out of 2023. So I don't even know if we're getting Evo this year.
That. Oh, I don't know then. I don't know.
That's a good one, Sosa. Will there be an update that can prevent people from using controllers and keyboards on the See, look, y'all with the season. Y'all with the Turbo
viciously, and he's asking about this. What is he talking about?
Bro, I don't know. All right. Let me end this poll chat with 63%. The question was, does Arcade 1-Up really care? And y'all said they don't. Hopefully somebody from Arcade 1-Up's watching this, you know what I'm saying, and getting the answers that you want. Travis, if you want to leave them with anything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to say this. I'm the advocate for the community, and you can like that or not like that, but just know that I'm spending a whole bunch of time I could be making money to do things for the community for free. I don't expect you to do anything, but to at least show me a little bit of respect. And if you wouldn't mind, cut me a break every once in a while. Other than that, I'm asking the questions. We're going to get the answers. I am fighting for you guys when you don't even realize it. If you only knew, I think you would feel much more comfortable having me do this. I'm not going to do it forever. I'm telling you right now, I'm not doing it forever. I will at the very least do it for one more. And this community can be amazing. It really can. That's the only reason I'm doing it, because this community, I've seen the community be really amazing at times. So let's get some stuff done. Let's get some answers. And I can assure you, when this thing goes live, we're going to get some damn answers, man. We're going to get some answers. Thanks, guys. Anthony, really respect to Anthony. And of all the things, talk about like someone who had nothing to do with any of this and getting kind of
got
caught up
shafted in it. Yeah, man.
Really ridiculous. Go give Anthony some love on his channel or whatever. The dude is intensely,
honestly,
like ridiculously talented. So for sure.
Yeah, man. Seriously, go drop Anthony Vitale. Listen, dude. Hey, Anthony, since you're watching, I was serious about what I said, man. I need that work. I saw that. No, I'm dead serious. Listen, I need that. Okay, I need that. Yeah. Chat, I want to thank y'all for hanging out tonight, man. And Travis, I appreciate you answering what you could answer.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
Listen, but listen, I'm gonna say this. Listen, if they decide to execute Order 66 and let you know, we need to have a tell-all and just let it rip.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Hell yeah. Burn the bridges down. I mean, hell yeah, why not?
I'm just saying, light some freaking roads and stuff, and
light the tires on fire,
whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just burn it down. Anyway, chat. From what I understand and from what I believe, if I remember correctly, Michael B is live. Y'all tell Michael B hi. You know what I'm saying? I think he's got the Glenn's Retro Show, the gimmick, the GRS gimmick. You know what I'm saying? The little multi-K thing. Which by the way, hey Glenn, hey, we've DM'd before. Hi. I'm high. Anyway, hit the like button on the way out, chat. Thank y'all for watching, and be kind to one another.
Right.
Seriously, you get more freaking more stuff with sweetness than you do with vinegar. Unless you're eating salt and vinegar chips, then they're delicious. But people don't like vinegar most of the time. They like honey. And I'm not saying you got to kiss anybody's ass or be sweet, but be respectful. All right, because y'all never know who's doing what in the back or what they're going through, et cetera, right? Hug somebody. Life is short. These are games. These are toys. Have fun with them, and don't bag on them. Again, if y'all want to cut somebody out, there's a whole official arcade one-up group y'all can go flip tables at. I'm just saying, like don't shoot messengers, man. Legit. Anyway, chat. Thank y'all for watching, and I'm ending the stream now. Go say hey.